every person has a story. Every person has a story, and this story needs to be told. And I took on myself this project of preservation of the history and the memory of the Jewish life that existed in Czestochowa before the war, but also after the war, to preserve this unique, special stories, family stories that many times were never told to the children, to the grandchildren, and then people passed away. And those stories, went to the ground with the person that passed away. So I said to myself, it's not too late yet. There are still people, older people, they're still living. And I have to preserve those stories. And stories that were told to the next generation, those stories I also have to preserve for the next generation. Pictures. Who are those people on the pictures? Stories. Everything, those things have to be preserved. And I said to myself, if it's not me, then who will do that? If it's not now, when?
Did you already collect any stories?
Yes.
Do you remember any favorite one?
I remember a story of an old man who passed away already, but he remembered when he was a young child in Czestochowa. His father would bring him to the train station in Czestochowa whenever the Gerer Rebbe would pass by on a train. And since Poland, had a lot of Ger Hasidim, Hasidim from Góra Kalwaria, Ger Hasidim were big in Poland. So in Czestochowa there were also Ger Hasidim, so his family was a Ger. And his father would take him to the train station to just wave to the Ger Rebbe. And to me, this just shows a little bit of the life that existed in Czestochowa before the war, which you don't have now in Poland. You don't have Rebbes in Poland. And all those Rebbes came from Poland. Adom, Skledov, Ger, Alexander, all these Rebbes, all this Hasidic dynasty started in Poland. Of course, Russia as well, Ukraine, but those were the Polish Hasidim. And me as a Polish Jew, I really connect to that, to the Poland that existed. I wish I was living in that Poland. I many times had a dream, at night I would dream, walking on the streets of Poland, of Czestochowa, walking to this shtigl, to this cheder, picking up, Talmud learning, walking, like I look, here in America with the yarmulke, tzitzis, Whenever I go back to Poland, I put the tzitzis in my pants, I put a cap, not to look Jewish. Because I'm still afraid. Growing up in Poland, going to the public school, I heard things about, Jews, and I still have that fear.